In this video, we will be talking about the rules of money that will help you, number one, make more money, and number two, use this money effectively to fuel and bring you closer to happiness. This is very, very cool stuff. Pay attention now.
Have you ever wondered whether there's more to life than a boring dead-end 9-to-5 job? Have you ever dreamed about breaking free, traveling the world, making good money, and just enjoying life? No more office dress code, no morning commute, no boss. This channel is for you, so here's to your freedom.
We're still at our little pool villa thing here, enjoying some vacation, and I thought, in order to make more money, you first have to understand money. And the reason why I wanted to do that is because so many people ask for the how to, but their mindset is completely flawed and they can't actually start making money because they're continuously sabotaging themselves in their head with their wrong mindset. And with this video, I wanted to finally fix that once and for all. Now, if this is the first time watching this channel, then please do consider hitting that subscribe button right underneath this video. Right next to that is a little bell symbol. You click that, that way you always get notified every time I'm dropping a new video about money making, freedom, and all the stuff surrounding that. So it would help the channel out a great deal, so please do consider that. Now, without further ado, let's crack right into that. Rule of money number one: money follows value. If you want to make money sustainably over long term, you need to give value to your customers, to your clients. Now, this sounds simple, but really hear me out. I feel like, especially nowadays with internet businesses, etc., people think like, okay, scamming people is usually the way people get rich. Scamming people and lying to them, and like especially anything internet related, so many people are still in the mindset of like, oh, this is where people get scammed, etc. Look, and there's people that have made successful good money with scamming people. BitConnect, what's the Nigerian prince scam? Yeah, you can scam people, but overall, this is just a one-time sum, and then you have to take that money and basically go into exile and hide away. You can't scam people into making money long-term. And I'm talking about long-term. Even if you make 10 million or 1 million, it's not that much over a lifetime. If you spread that out over 30, 40, 50 years with a family, etc., you can't scam people into giving you money long-term. The by far easier way, people think scamming people is the easy way. The by far easier way is to give value. Always over-deliver. Always over-care. Care more about your clients, your customers, than about yourself. And you will continuously be able to create great value, deliver value to them, and then they will be happily shoving money down your throat. In my very, very first business, a dating advice business, you can check my older channel out. I'm still posting tons of epic content on there, RSD Max. I'm teaching dating advice. And one thing that I've learned is, number one, if I over-deliver value, people will actually pay more money than if I withhold value and say, you gotta pay first. Some people that are very rich, they say, you know what, here's the money, I don't care, give me the value. That's okay, but the majority of people, they end up paying out of gratitude. If you want to dive deeper on that, there's a book called The Thank You Economy by Gary Vaynerchuk. It's a great book. I can highly recommend you watching it, reading it, or getting it as Audible if you want to dive deeper into that. And it deals with the concept of people paying out of gratitude. If you over-deliver, they're going to be very, very happy. This has always been like that, and this will always be like that. This is basic human psychology. Why does that work? Why does money follow value? Well, people, they don't necessarily buy a product. They don't necessarily buy a course. They buy two things. They buy, number one, the end result, and number two, they buy sympathy. They will always end up buying from the person they can resonate with, from the person that they find sympathetic, than the personally best person in the world. Do you understand that? And I noticed that too, again, to bring the parallel of my dating advice business. I was not the best dating coach in the world. I still not am. I'm still not, winking and the girl is gonna come over and everything is fine. No, it doesn't matter. And I actually realized, I think 2 years into my business, if I show my flaws more, people end up buying even more. They're gonna be able to resonate with me, and the comments I would get on my social media and the comments I would get from paid clients would be, Max, I ended up buying this course because I felt you were real. Isn't that crazy. So money always only follows value. To summarize that, money always follows value. You can't scam yourself into people giving you money long term. It doesn't work. And people love it when you over deliver. Don't hide everything behind a paywall. Feel free to hide tons behind a paywall, but overall, always over deliver, both in your free content as well as in your, sales conversations, as well as in the actual programs and coachings that you might offer. Always over deliver. People will pay out of gratitude. Which brings me to the second rule of money, and that is, don't be afraid of charging large amounts of money. Why is that so key? And this is, again, human psychology. And I've tried it all. I've tried it with several businesses. Offering low ticket programs where it's just very easy to purchase value from you. I've offered very, very high ticket programs as well. And guess what? Guess what happened? High ticket programs would, number one, sell better, and number two, the crazy thing is, would get people way better results, even if it was roughly, if not even the exact same content. Now, why is that? Number one, if you have a high ticket program, you will actually attract higher quality customers. So the guy who's very, very rich, who goes on, $20,000 vacations, and he has a pain point, he just wants to have something fixed, okay? And again, in my example, dating advice. So there's a guy who drives a Lambo, who's got the business, who's got everything rolling already. And he's like, yo, I don't have a lot of time, I don't want to put in a lot of effort, just give me my end result of getting better success with women. Fix it. Okay, now if I would offer him the $400 info product, it's really good. It is, and I've created $400 info products. They were amazing. The guy who makes $2 million a year doesn't care. He's like, listen, $400 can't be that good, man. I ain't buying it. And then we would take that program, we would repackage it into a high-ticket program starting with $5,000, $8,000. Roughly the same content. We added a little bit of personal coaching in there as well, obviously. People who made a lot of money would jam money down our throats. Why was that? Because they said, like, well, listen, money's not an issue for me. Give me the best of the best of the best. They wouldn't even care what's in the program, most of them. Some of them did, but most of them didn't. They just said, if this is the most expensive program, it's probably gonna deliver me the results more efficiently and more effectively. So we would attract higher quality people. Now, why are these higher quality people? Because they make more money and they're worth more human beings? No, of course not. We would acquire higher quality people because if they have already made a lot of money, they would be aware of the value of coaching. Okay, the best clients I've ever had in any business, be it in the business or in the dating business, the best clients I've ever had were always business owners and poker players, and also soldiers, actually, if I may summarize it like that. Why? Well, business owners is very clear. They've been through a lot. They understand the value of a mentor. Same goes for poker players. There's barely ever a professional poker player out there who just learned it all by himself. Usually they learned it through coachings, through poker schools, etc. So they're used to investing money and then getting the value out of that. Same goes for soldiers as well. They're primed to listen and execute. Those are literally the best clients, and you can only attract them with a high ticket offer, with an offer that is quite high price. Now, the second thing is too that I mentioned earlier, once people pay more, they're way more bought in. Imagine, like, look, this video right now, you're watching for free. How many of you that are watching this right now will actually execute upon that? How many of you will close the tab on this window? How many of you are still watching that initially clicked? Because it's a free freaking video. Now imagine I would say, you know, in order to watch the rest of the video, the rest 5 or 10 minutes, you need to wire me $10,000. Now let's assume you do wire me those $10,000. Would you just lightheartedly close that window as well? No, you'd be like, oh, I paid $10,000 freaking dollars. I better make sure that I actually execute. So, by you offering more money, people who buy from you are more bought in, and thus they execute better, which now leads to what? They better execute, they get better results. So now the clients are happy. They give you great feedback. They might forward you to their friend, their colleague, who also becomes your client. You get hyped about it as a coach, right? As the business owner, because your clients are getting great results, which, and then, of course, apart from the cash that comes in, it fuels your passion. You hustle harder. And it's this epic upward spiral of success. And you can only do that, or you can better do that, better achieve that with higher prices. And in all honesty, you might say things like, well, but I'm not ready to offer these higher prices. I'm not the best of the best, blah, blah, blah. The thing is, You don't need to be the best of the best. And we can go way deeper into that in another video. All you have to do is you have to be 1 to 2 steps ahead of your average client, of your average customer. You don't need to be the pro with 20+ years of experience. You don't. Here's the crazy thing. People, especially in the coaching business, is any sort of info program business, info product business, the people who make the most money are usually not the best in their field. There's people who have 10, 20 years of experience under their belt, who know their craft like nobody else, but they don't know how to market, they don't know how to price, they don't know how to coach. It's incredible. Usually the people making the most money and actually ending up giving the best value are people that are pretty good at what they're doing, but by far not the best, but they know how to market, they know how to position themselves, and they better damn know how to coach. Ain't that crazy? Which brings me to the third rule. And actually, for the third rule, let's change location a little bit here. I'm getting bored. Okay, so we're actually in the middle of the jungle here. There's like a little sanctuary for Gibbons, a species that is actually quite related to us at some point. That's interesting. And what they're doing here, they're right at the beginning of the jungle. They're taking gibbons that have been captured by humans, and they rehabilitate them and then release them back into the jungle, which is a very noble cause, actually. It's pretty cool. Now, strongly connected to the first 2 rules of money making is the third rule, and that is money is not evil. It's so crazy. Whenever regular folk people see someone wealthy, you know, on the street, like driving a nice sports car, or, you know, like buying a Rolex or something like that, usually what comes right away is the hate. Like, oh, this guy's probably a drug dealer. This is what I got usually when I when I started making my first money and I was quite young. Like, if this young folk makes a lot of money, he can only do that by selling drugs. He can't do that by actually changing tons of people's lives and providing some real value to their clients. No, it has to be drugs. It has to be evil. And you might have noticed that yourself if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, something like that. People hating, people saying, you know what, in order to make a lot of money, you're probably suppressing the common men. You know, the common folk out there, you're suppressing it, you're evil, money is evil, you're stepping over dead bodies here in order to make that money. You're a betrayer, you're a liar, you screw people over, and that's why you have money, and I don't. This is crazy. And why am I talking about that so harshly here? Well, it's because we all feel like this, just a tiny little bit. You've probably felt it. You may have actually verbalized it to a friend. Nice Lambo drives by, you know, probably rented anyway. Or like, oh, he probably did that because he's over other people, etc. You know, we all have a little bit of that within us. But you know, it's 2019, yo. Like I said earlier, scamming people is getting difficult. It's by far easier to just provide real value to your clients or to your customers or whoever it is. Money is not evil. Money follows value. If you want to make a lot of money, you should care. You should care about your clients. You should care more about your clients than about yourself. You should get angry when the client can't execute. You should be happy and joyful when the client gets great results. Nothing taught me that more than actually teaching dating advice with real social dynamics. I used to teach guys how to be more confident with women, how to walk up to girls, and nothing would fulfill my tiny little Austrian heart more than watching a client successfully walk up to a girl, overcome his anxieties, overcome his insecurities. That was the actual value I would receive. Sure, the money is great. Sure, the fame is great. But seeing someone step up and finally change their life, that means the world to me, and you can train that too. So again, I am getting sidetracked here. Understand that money is not evil. Money only follows value, and most importantly, write this down. Money is the fuel for your dream. Okay? Whatever your dream is, being financially independent, becoming rich, owning a Lambo, owning a house, owning a family, being able to sustain it, whatever your dream is. Money is the fuel for that. It's the oxygen. Without that money, you can't live your dreams. Which brings me to the next rule, and that is by far the most important rule. So please, please do yourself the favor and pay attention now. Money is meant to bring you freedom and nothing else. Done. What do I mean by that? there's tons of people out there, doctors, lawyers, you know, finance advisors, whatever it is. They're working, you know, 60, 70, 80, 100 hours a week. They're slaving away month after month, week after week, year after year. They're very, very wealthy. They're making great money. But at the end of the day, are they free? Are they freer than the guy who works at 7-Eleven for $5 an hour and, you know, he has Thursdays and Fridays off and he smokes a bunch of weed? Honestly, it's both the same. It's both the same kind of prison that they're in. The doctor, the lawyer working 100 hours a week, well, it's a golden cage. It's a very, very nice prison that they're in. It's definitely nicer than the 7-Eleven worker, but yet it is still a prison. Look, what makes you more happy? 100K a year, but you have tons of spare time, you can travel the world and you're your own boss, or 500K a year, but you always have to show up to the office. You have a boss that you don't like. You have to wear a suit and a tie that's uncomfortable for you. You don't have a lot of spare time, whatever it is. Money doesn't bring you anything if it's chilling on your bank account. Money is completely useless. It doesn't exist. It's a man-made concept. It's completely useless unless it can buy you more freedom. You gotta understand that. Money should always be there for you to be free. And you might have heard the concept, F you money, okay? That's what money should be. It should be F you money. You should be able to make enough money to say no. To say no to working on Saturdays. To say no to working, you know, when your daughter has her first ballet class. You should make enough money to say no when you can't stand your boss. You can't stand a certain client either. You know how many clients I just say no to because I don't want to work with them, because I only want to work with a specific type of client, which is why all my businesses have a very, very strict process of actually getting to work with us, because I want to be happy doing what I'm doing too, and that leads back into my clients. Because if I'm not happy doing what I'm doing, I can't give as good a value. And if I can't give as good a value, the money is not coming in. And if the money's not coming in, I can't be free, etc., etc. So you can see how it's all connected here. Money should only be there for freedom and nothing else. Which brings me to the last rule of money here. The last goal you should have when it comes to money. Write this down. Saving money won't get you anywhere. If you come from a mindset of, I need to save my money, it needs to lie around on the bank account, blah, 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 you will not get anywhere. If you need more money, simply make more money. The concept of saving shouldn't do anything for you. The only exception is maybe like, okay, I need to save a little bit in order to afford that mentor, and then with that mentor I can make more money. But the entire mindset behind that is very, very dangerous, of like, saving money, don't spend it, don't spend it. No, 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 no. Forget about saving money. Learn ways to make more money so you can spend it on freedom, so you can spend it on investing in yourself, so you can spend it on learning and acquiring more people that can help you make more money in turn. Forget saving, make more money. Now, that being said, those are the rules of money. This will hopefully send you on the right path of understanding money and having the right mindset that will then enable you to make more money and acquire more freedom. Whoa, back in the city, and one of the best ways to acquire more money and thus also freedom is to become an online coach, online consultant, or online service provider. And I got something pretty cool for you. When you say you're ready to get started, start building your own business as an online coach, consultant, service provider, then you can now book a free consultation call either with me personally or with an expert from my team. And all you have to do in order to do that, there's a link somewhere in the description right now, or there's a link that's appearing somewhere here. You click that link and it brings you to a website. Read what's on that website, because it's really important information that can help you get started. And then at the bottom of that website, there's a little button. You click that, and on that button, you literally can book the exact date and time where you want us to call you for a free consulting call. So even if it's an international call, it will be entirely for free for you. This is especially important for you if you already have a skill, if you're already good at something and you don't know quite yet how to monetize it. You want us to help you monetizing it, building a business upon that, and definitely book a call with us. But it's also important if you don't know quite yet what it is. All you know is that you want to be free and you want to build your own coaching, consulting, service providing business online. Then give us a call as well. We can analyze your strengths and we can help you get started. So either way, hope to be talking to you very soon. The heat is really unbearable today. Hope to be speaking to you very soon. Click that link down in the description right now, and let's crush it.